Welcome back to the fastest and most comprehensive television recaps on the internet today. It's The Last of Us Season 1. Let's go! We open up in 1968 with a panel full of scientists who are warning us about pandemics. Big-time Dr. Fauci vibes. Coronavirus PTSD like you read about. One doctor suggests that fungi, not viruses and bacteria, are the real threat. Wink, wink. Cut to 2003. We meet Sarah, Joel's teenage daughter. She's fixing his watch, she's baking cookies with the neighbors, and we see this creepy old woman that's been acting strange. We get this out-of-focus shot of her in the background where she's twitching and behaving all weird, but nobody really notices. We also notice one of Sarah's classmates' hands are twitching as well, so there's a lot of foreboding and foreshadowing. We don't know it at the time, but Sarah and Joel dodge a ton of fungi bullets. Number one, they're out of pancake mix, so they don't eat pancakes. And number two, Sarah doesn't eat the raisin cookies that she was helping bake. These are subtly important keys because we later learn that fungus spread all across the world through contaminated grain and flour. So she and Joel have unknowingly been dodging infection by accident. That night, things go full horror movie. Sarah wakes up to an empty house. There's loud noises. The emergency broadcast system is blaring. She follows the neighbor's dog into the neighbor's house, and she finds carnage. Grandma Adler is no longer Grandma Adler. She's this fungus monster with tendrils coming out of her mouth. Joel shows up to save the day and kills her, and him, Sarah, and his brother Tommy try to flee the city, but chaos has taken over. Crashing planes, screaming people, martial law, and there's a soldier that's ordered to kill them out of precaution. So he shoots at Joel and Sarah. Tommy swoops in to try to save them, but it's too late. Sarah's been shot and she dies in Joel's arms. It's a truly gut-wrenching moment and an opening scene that matches the video game very well. And from here, The Last of Us can truly begin. Welcome to the apocalypse. The world is now a wasteland. Joel lives in the Boston quarantine zone run by FEDRA, the Federal Disaster Resistance Agency, basically fascist leftovers from the US government. He and his partner Tess smuggle and hustle to survive. Enter Ellie. She's a 14-year-old smartass being held by the rebel group known as the Fireflies. The Fireflies are anti-FEDRA, and their leader, Marlene, needs Joel to smuggle Ellie out of the city. The twist? Ellie's infected, but she hasn't turned full zombie. Somehow she was bitten a couple weeks ago, and she healed. Could she be the cure? We don't know. They try to sneak out, but they run into a soldier who tests them for infection. Ellie stabs him, and when Joel sees the soldier raise his gun, just like the night that they killed Sarah, he loses it and beats this man to death with his bare hands. And their journey begins. Then we flash back to Jakarta, Indonesia, ground zero. A scientist is brought in to examine a corpse infected by cordyceps, the fungus that took over the world. When she realizes that the fungus has adapted to humans, she calmly suggests the only way to stop it. Bomb.
Bom seluruh kota. Dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalamnya.
Back to the present. Joel, Tess, and Ellie are in Boston. Ellie admits that she was bitten in an abandoned mall all by herself. That's a lie. We'll circle back. They explore a flooded hotel. They find bodies fused to the wall by fungus, and they encounter clickers who are infected, who are blind, who hunt by sound. They have this mushroom fungus head that triggers the fuck out of my tryptophobia. Think like raptors from Jurassic Park, but way more nightmare fuel. During the attack, Tess gets bitten, and at their next stop, she reveals the bite. She shows Joel that Ellie's wound is healing, that she's the real deal and needs to take care of her. Tess sacrifices herself by setting a building full of infected on fire while Joel and Ellie escape. She gets French kiss from an infected with these gross tongue tentacles. It's one of the grossest moments of the season, and it's sheets for Tess. Next episode, we flash back to a guy named Bill, a doomsday prepper who avoided infection by staying bunkered up. One day, another man, Frank, stumbles into one of Bill's traps. Bill is suspicious, but he lets them stay, and they fall in love, and they build this life together. They have this beautiful odd couple relationship where Bill learns to soften up, and he finds happiness in an otherwise bleak and hopeless world. It's one of the most powerful episodes of television in years. Nick Offerman won an Emmy for the best guest actor in a drama series. I wept like a fucking baby watching his hairy, curmudgeon ass fall in love and once again believe in the world and the good that it can offer. Eventually, though, Frank gets sick, and he wants to end things, and they decide to have one last perfect day together before Frank is going to drink a glass of wine with crushed up medication in order to overdose. But plot twist, Bill decides, I'm going with you. He drinks a poisoned glass of wine as well, and he says, this isn't the tragic suicide at the end of the play. I'm old, I'm satisfied, and they die together. Joel and Ellie arrive at Bill's house. Now, Joel, Tess, and Bill were smuggle buddies, and they had a system of communicating through code on the radio by playing music. The rule was if you ever hear 80s music, that means that something has gone wrong, or Bill is most likely dead. So Joel arrives at the house hearing 80s music, knowing that this means Bill is probably gone. He finds a note that Bill wrote saying, protect the ones that you love. So Joel reads the note and realizes he needs to take care of Ellie. So they take Bill's truck and they hit the road. Joel opens up about his brother Tommy, how they were in the Fireflies together and then went separate ways. Ellie's trying to bond with him by cracking jokes, and they reach Kansas City, but the highway is shut down, so they need to go on a detour where a fake injured man tries to lure them into a trap. But Joel knows it's an ambush, so he crashes the truck into a laundromat, kills two guys, and Ellie saves him from a third dude by shooting him in the head. Meanwhile, we meet Kathleen, the ruthless leader of a local resistance group. She's hunting a man named Henry, who she believes turned in her brother. Now, I fucking hate Kathleen. Also, there's something very bad rumbling underground during all this. Joel and Ellie find a high-rise to hide in, and as they go to sleep, they're woken up by two strangers, Henry and his little brother Sam, guns drawn. Henry explains that Sam has leukemia, and he turned Kathleen's brother in to get the medicine. Henry wants Joel to help escape the city, so they sneak through these underground tunnels, and Ellie and Sam bond. We learn that Sam is deaf. They reach the suburbs. There's a sniper trying to kill them. Joel kills the sniper, but not before he calls reinforcements. So Kathleen and the rebels come down on Henry. They're ready to kill everyone, when all of a sudden infected burst out of the underground through a sinkhole. Hundreds of infected swarm in the area, including a giant bloater, which is a creature that's been infected for years and grown large and overbloated, and in the video game, they are an absolute bitch to fight. So they rip through the resistance fighters like paper, killing Kathleen's bitch ass, and our heroes barely escape. Later, in a motel, Sam shows Ellie that he got bit during the attack. She cuts her hand and puts her blood on his wound, hoping that her immunity will help him, but the next morning, Sam has turned. He's infected. He attacks Ellie. Henry kills his brother trying to save Ellie, and then in despair from killing his own brother, turns the gun on himself. It's devastating. Ellie writes, "I'm sorry," on Sam's grave, and the road keeps going. Time hop, 3 months later. Joel and Ellie reach Jackson, Wyoming, a thriving walled-off community where Tommy now lives. Joel and Tommy reunite, but Joel is breaking down. He's having panic attacks and guilt. He tells Tommy, "You gotta take Ellie." Ellie overhears this and she's furious. She's like, "Everyone I've ever cared for has either died or left me except for you. You ain't leaving." So they stick together and they ride to the University of Eastern Colorado, where they expect to reach their destination, but the Fireflies are all gone. They moved on to Salt Lake City. So now raiders are there and they ambush them. Joel kills one but gets stabbed. He falls off the horse. Ellie's begging him to survive. She's trying to tend to him. And while she's taking care of him, we flash back to the night that Ellie was bitten. In a Boston quarantine zone, she's with her friend Riley. They sneak out to the mall, they dance, they ride the merry-go-round, and then they act on their underlying teenage love and they share a kiss before they get interrupted by infected. They're attacked. Both people get bitten. Riley says, "Let's stay together until the very end." Turns out Ellie does not turn into a zombie, and Riley does. It's implied that Ellie has to make the impossible choice of killing her own friend. And so when she told Joel that this was not the first time she killed someone, she was alluding to the fact that she had to kill her friend, Riley. Back in the present, Ellie stitches up Joel's wounds, determined not to lose him. Joel is healing. She goes out to hunt a deer, and she meets this guy, David, this preacher with major creepy energy. And she says, "I'll trade you half the deer for medicine." And then David reveals, "Joel actually killed one of my men, and I'm out here for revenge." So they kidnap Ellie, they put her in a cage, and she sees in the cage that there are human remains. She realizes that David and her crew are cannibals, and he wants to recruit her to be like queen of the cannibal crew. She reaches in, breaks his finger while she's strapped in the prison. She's an absolute gangster. Joel wakes up, tortures two guys to find Ellie, and kills them. Meanwhile, Ellie fights David in this fiery, bloody scene, kills him, burns down the building, escapes, and traumatized, she crashes into Joel's arms. We then flash back to Ellie's birth. Her mom, Anna, is bitten as she gives birth. She lies to Marlene and says that she was infected after cutting the umbilical cord, so the baby's fine. Marlene reluctantly takes care of Ellie and puts Anna down before she turns into a zombie. Back in the present, Joel and Ellie reach Salt Lake City in this pivotal scene where they stumble upon animals from the zoo, particularly this one giraffe who is living this peaceful, happy life, and it's this beautiful moment where they're experiencing a pure creature who's still living this happy, innocent life surrounded in a world gone mad. And this moment is broken up when the Fireflies find them. And that's when Joel gets knocked out. When he wakes up, Marlene is there and he says, "We've run tests and we know that Ellie's brain holds the cure for all of humankind, but there's one catch. In order to harvest the cure from her brain, the surgery will kill her." So they're faced with this Sophie's choice. Kill this innocent girl in order to potentially save the world, or let her live and the world stays doomed. Joel's made up his mind. He ain't sacrificing Ellie. He's not losing another girl. He goes on a rampage. I mean a fucking massacre. He kills the guards, the doctor, the surgeon, dozens of others, and he takes Ellie. Marlene tries to stop him. Boom, he kills her too. Ellie wakes up and says what happened, and Joel lies, and he's like, "There were plenty of other people who were just like you, but the Fireflies weren't able to figure out a cure, and so they just gave up." And so they hike back to Jackson, and Ellie keeps asking him, like, "Swear to me that everything you said is true." And Joel replies, "I swear." And Ellie's like, "Okay." But you can tell she has her doubts. And anybody who played the video games, Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, knows that this is going to put a serious strain on Ellie and Joel's relationship as we head into Season 2.